So Meta just announced that they let people create digital collectibles in their app, also create a marketplace for it. This is very, very big news. When I prepared for this podcast, I thought, this is just another news piece. Maybe this is not enough for an episode. It doesn't have that much depth and value for you guys. But then I changed my mind. It's really a very big deal, and I recommend for you to dive into this with me in this episode. Let's get it going. I'm here at the Heathrow airport, but I wanted to record this podcast anyways. I'm coming from NFT NYC London. That was a big NFT conference, Web3 conference here in London. Heading back home to Munich, but before that, let's talk about Meta and digital collectibles. Hello and herzlich willkommen to the Bernhard Neumann podcast. Here you get insights, assessment and knowledge around the topics of Web3, NFTs and crypto. I'm Bernhard, I'm your host, and I help brands to enter Web3 right, with training, with strategies, with the right communication, so that the whole thing has a method and most importantly brings results. By the way, this is a video episode, so if you're on Spotify and later on YouTube, you can also see me talking in the airport here. All right, let's get started. So I think the big title here also could be, if you can't beat them, join them. And that applies to Meta in this case, and let's dive in what happened. So a couple of weeks back, Meta said, okay, for all you crazy JPEG owners, you have now the possibility to actually view your NFTs in your Instagram account. And that was a big deal already. Like the NFT community got really excited, and maybe we thought, okay, now everyone wants to jump on NFTs. That did not happen. Nothing changed really. But it was a nice little sign. Okay, they're thinking in terms of NFTs, something is happening here. And so 2-3 days ago, the big thing happened. So they announced, okay, you can create and trade digital collectibles on Instagram in the very near future. And so when I saw the screenshots and everything, I got even more excited because they integrated it right where you can create your posts, like you have your reels, you have your story, you have your feed posts, and in the menu there's only 5 options or something, and one is now digital collectibles. You click on it, then you upload your image, whatever it is, your video, and then you choose creator fees, how much royalties you intend to get. If the asset gets traded, like you get a certain percentage of royalty fees. And then you type in some more information if you want it to be a one-of-one, or if there's multiple issues of that NFT, of that digital collectible. And boom, off you go. It's minted, it's on the blockchain. And when I say on the blockchain, here's a very important point to be made. They chose Polygon. So in the past, Meta was thinking about and had serious attempts to create their own blockchain, to create their own system. And people from Web3 like me, obviously, that would not have been really a cool thing, because they would limit it to their platform, and all of a sudden this freeness of digital assets in form of NFTs is taken away, the whole purpose is defeated of Web3. And so it's very significant that they chose Polygon to do this, meaning everything that's created on Instagram now, all those digital collectibles, they're actually free assets for Web3. Like everyone can ping them, everyone can integrate them into some other things they're doing. So that is a very, very big deal and a huge win for Web3. And I really think if they could have done it differently, they would have, I think this is another win for how genius this idea is and this technology. I think if Facebook had the chance to restrict the access and to say, okay, we want to control it, we want to keep controlling it, they would have done it, but they saw those digital assets want to be free, and if people don't get to do that on our platforms, they might not choose our platforms in the future. And so this is really a very significant moment in time where such a big platform, they have 2.5 billion active daily users, 2.5 billion, and so if they choose to, we cannot beat this this idea, this system of Web3. So let's join it. And in my mind, they were smart in doing so. And what they're now trying to do is to build everything around it. Like, okay, we cannot control the digital assets really, but we can control the environment they be traded in and get our cut from this. And this is fair enough, right? If they provide a really cool service, why not? And so that's what they're doing. They try to keep people on their platform. That's the game of social media platforms anyways. And so they said, okay, if they're gonna do NFTs anyways, might as well do it on our platform. Here's all the tools. And I think that's really smart. I think that's unbelievably bullish for Web3 and NFTs also as a technology. And yeah, this is really kind of the point I wanted to make. And I immediately talked to my Web2 but also my Web3 clients because this is, in my opinion, really starting to get the ball rolling. And what I'm excited for is what happens to content when people can actually own it, because what's the case right now? If I upload my video in a little bit here to YouTube, it's the property of YouTube now. They can advertise against it, they own my video, they give me the reach they can provide with their platform, awesome infrastructure, beautiful, no doubt about it, but I'm handing over everything to them. And that's gonna change with Web3, because if you make it your NFT, and it's on an independent blockchain, for example, like Ethereum, like Polygon, like you own the asset. It's traded, it's shown on Instagram for sure, but it's yours. It's not Instagram's anymore. And that's very interesting. I'm not sure if so much changes here that you actually own your content, because you still go on the platforms where you can get the reach. And that's why you will still be wanting to use Instagram. But what's more interesting, in my opinion, and I'm really excited for, is the idea of token gating, of interoperability, and of integrating NFTs. And why is that so? Because with an NFT, you have an entry in an open blockchain, mostly if it's an open blockchain. And with that, anyone really can, ping that entry and say it's valid for whatever I'm trying to do. So if I create if a friend of mine, if she created an NFT and I say, this is wonderful, and everyone that holds your NFTs, they can access my online course for 50% off, right? So in Web 2, that would also work somehow. I mean, they couldn't own the NFT, but I could somehow make a collaboration with her and send the people over to my shop. They enter some code, whatnot, and it would work somehow. But it's such a mess in the background. The systems are so complicated till we get this done, until it's conform with data privacy. Really, really tough. With Web3, this is one click. This is just one switch I have to click on, and all of a sudden, all those holders of the NFT, they can immediately access my content. It's instant, it's frictionless, and that will change a lot of things. Just last week, I tried to, or I successfully set up an online shop. I said try to, because it was so complicated to get the payments cleared to do this. Then the system said no, we can't do it, and then we had to postpone. Like really such a hassle, because the systems don't really talk to each other. There's so many intermediaries, there's so much clutter in the system, and with Web3 this friction is all resolved, and that's very exciting. Content wants to be free, and with NFTs and digital assets it really can be free, and I'm excited to see what people do with it, to what creators do with it, you know, like are they just gonna like kind of basically, okay, here's my NFT, I want to make a little bit of money, or are they gonna gamify it like we see in NFT land? And there's so much interaction to be had, and so much cool experiences to be created for holders of the NFTs, that it's just really exciting to see what all those amazing creators like come up with, and I'm really excited for this. And so to sum it up, I really would encourage a lot of people, a lot of brands, a lot of agencies to update their mental model of NFTs, really, because it's a technology. Like in the beginning there was monkey pictures, you know, fine enough, and they had their right, you know, they were a first use case of the NFT technology. Until today they have their right, because they're NFTs, they're a token on the blockchain, and those NFTs created by Instagram will also be a token on the blockchain. But yeah, it doesn't stop at monkey pictures that were sold for maybe more money that they should have been. It's really important. This is a technology that will and already does kind of revolutionize how we view digital things, how we view digital assets. And the sooner you get with it, I feel like that's an advantage for you, that I also want to try to help to bring it to you. That's my job, among other things. I help brands, I help agencies to understand the whole Web3 NFT thing, and then use the potential for their benefit. And I think this is one of the bigger moments for seeing a shift in the perception of this technology, because such a big player, Meta in this case, jumped on it. You can be certain, if they had a chance not to give up those digital like rights and to free up those assets, if they had a chance, they would have done it. But they didn't. They must have come to the conclusion, this NFT thing is happening, so we will have to join it. We will have to see what we can create around it to still keep people on our platforms, and that's what they're doing. And they do it very well. Like so far, it looks like. I'm pretty sure other will follow. And so this is a nice inflection point, in my opinion. Let's see where it goes. But to me, this is really big, and I wanted to share that with you. Maybe I've forgotten some aspects, but I think that's the gist of it. Update your mental model of NFTs. They're much more. A very big player in this in the world, like one of the biggest companies in the world, decided to join Web3 rather than resist this much longer, to use the opportunity to build now instead of later. And if that doesn't get you thinking, wait a second, there's more to it. And for people in the space like me, this is just so exciting. It's happening, and it's happening now. And this is not, me like, great, I'm winning. I saw this 1.5 years ago. It's more like, hey, there's so much cool things to be done with this. Let's go. And maybe with that excitement, I want to leave you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm going to fly back home to Munich now. I'm pretty sure I didn't miss my flight recording this video, but who knows. And till next time, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Be good. Bye-bye.